Alright, so I gotta talk about this Conor McGregor Mayweather stuff a little bit more. I just got to work so hard. I was pulling the gas station actually. So I had to cut it short. But anyways, um I don't know what to think about the fight. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be one of those weirdos that's like, hey look, I don't know if I believe if it was real or if it was set up. So, because I mean, the first thing I said when when they stopped the fight, the first thing I said, I was at AJ's in Destin, and I was sitting front row watching the Megatron screen, and I was standing up, and they stopped the fight. And when they stopped the fight, the first thing I said, that's set up. That's set up, man. That was set up. And I walked out. I was so upset because I was watching him like, okay, yeah, he's getting tagged, he's getting tagged, whatever. It's boxing, you're going to get tagged, you're going to get punched. And he was like walking away, and he was still moving, trying to, dodge it and everything. And then all of a sudden, they stopped. I was just like, what? Man, that's set up. So, I don't know. I think Conor McGregor shocked a lot of people. Like Paul Malignaggi said. I don't even want to say that, but you can be forgiven for losing to Floyd Mayweather. And when he said that, I was like, okay, that's true. I agree with that. That's the only thing I agree with Paul Malignaggi on. I mean, here's what I got. First off, it was an awesome fight. I love to see it no matter what. And I keep hearing that the rematch thrown around and thrown around. I don't know about that. I don't know if there'll be a rematch. I can't believe that there would be, but I got Conor fighting Tony Ferguson. And then after that, there's two ways that this can go. He fights Nate Diaz after Nate Diaz beats or fights Tyron Woodley and wins. If he fights Tyron Woodley, and if he wins, and then if Nate Diaz loses, that trilogy will probably maybe wither away a little bit. But later on it'll be nice to see. But I think at that point, if Nate Diaz loses to Tyron Woodley, then he'll definitely fight GSP, because that's a real big talked about thing right now. So if he defends his title against Tony Ferguson, then he picks between Nate Diaz and GSP, because that's what people want to see. And then I guess he has to. I mean, I don't care if he fights Khabib, to be honest with you. I'm kind of over that. To be honest with you, I never really thought of Khabib as. I knew about him, but who knew about him? I mean, I didn't really know about him. That doesn't really make sense, but I don't know. Maybe you can get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, that's what I got. I got Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz, and or GSP. And then after that, I'm not really sure who's next for McGregor. At that point, that's when I'd be like, okay, if you don't have anyone else, either do the Nate Diaz fight, if it was that way with GSP, or just go ahead and go over there and shut Paul Malignaggi the fuck up. Please shut him up. He's so irrelevant. He's trying so hard to be relevant in the Conor McGregor world, I guess you could say. It's just, he's doing anything just for people to look at him. I don't even want to look at him. I don't. That motherfucker's a weasel. But Hey, Palmanaji, I'll whoop your ass. Where you at? Let's get in the boxing ring. I'll whoop your ass. But, alright. Well, I like Conor McGregor. I respect Floyd Mayweather. He's one of the best boxers of all time, period. I don't like that the judges had it the way some of the judges had that fight scored. That is absolutely ridiculous and just shows you that why you cannot trust that fight. But you can't say Floyd Mayweather's not a good boxer. And you can't say Conor McGregor didn't go in there and did bad. That he went in there and did bad. So, I mean, I think any right person that was watching that would say, look, Conor McGregor was beating his ass in the beginning. And then, like Nate Diaz said, he gave him them rounds. I mean, it didn't really look like Floyd was being very offensive. But then again, I mean, when is he ever? But at the same time, Conor's landing some of these punches. He's getting, contact and everything. So, I don't know. Probably not a good thing to say. I don't know. You're taking a video to finish your sentence. Trying to get this mustache to curl at the end. Deep in conversation of McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, and we pause for a stash touch-up. I guess all I can say to sum up that conversation is that I just really don't agree with that fight, and I don't really trust it. Man, you can't take nothing away from Floyd. You can't take nothing away from Conor. Boys went out there. They're both good fighters, and both made a lot of money. So, but I just don't agree with some of it, and that's all I'm saying. I would like to see Tyron Woodley fight Colby Covington. I mean, I think that's a matchup for Tyron Woodley. And if he does come out and beat Nate Diaz, then I think he should fight Colby. And if you keep a streak like that where you fight Nate Diaz and then you fight what has to be a good fight between Colby and Tyron Woodley. If someone's going to pressure him like that, Tyron Woodley's going to have to fight back. He loves his championship title so much. There's no way he's not going to put up a good fight if someone's giving him a good run for it. So. And if you can get Tyron Woodley to do that, he'll have an exciting fight. Because, I mean, look at him. He's stout. He's strong. He's definitely got some power. We all know that. So, I think that'd be a good matchup for him. Nate Diaz, if he wins that championship title, I'm not sure who he would go up next. I mean, I guess Colby, I guess maybe he deserves a title. I'd have to look back at them rankings, but because I know some of them got knocked down, but they got knocked down by Tyron Woodley. So I mean, I feel like it's a new, fresh start when you get a new championship. Like, hey, what's this guy look up against him? But I'd like to see Darren Till against Nate Diaz, or maybe I think Wonderboy Thompson would look good up against him. There's a couple different ones. I'd like to see Nate Diaz and Michael Bisbing fight. That'd be a good fight. That'd be a really good fight.